People, it's Joe on Leeds TV, and it is time for your new feature. Forget Monday Night Football. It is now all about Sunday Night Live. Reason being, I'll just put it out there. Monday is a bit of a nightmare for me. I start work at 8 o'clock. I finish work at 8 o'clock. And by the time I get home with my new address, it's an absolute nightmare. So, I thought I would try this out. We'll see what the numbers are like. We'll see what people think, and then we'll go from there. Like I say, I think Sunday is a decent day as well. At the end of the day, it gives us an opportunity to chat about the games that have been, and also look ahead to fixtures that are due to come. So get into the chat, as I say. Let's get it moving, and we'll get so how is everyone, first of all? Great result on Saturday. Absolutely fantastic result against Luton. Look, do I think it could have gone better? Yeah, well, 100%. But I did say pre-match that we might struggle, and the reason that was because sorry, I'm just trying to turn off this fucking phone because I've decided to go up in the world, and I've got my what the heck? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to turn on. It says in the chat, results over performance all day, and I couldn't agree more. Tiger Steel, yes. Joe Craig Stone, evening, my friend. J Army, I do think Bamford finished. Lad, in my opinion, need to kill teams off. When you say, Jay, when you say that he's finished, do you mean that he's finished in terms of his career at Leeds United, or he could have finished more? We've got Max Patrick saying that Boris Johnson is buying Leeds. I think the Tory manifesto was out today. Your fish says, Serp. J Army, at Leeds. Do you think he's finished at Leeds? Please elaborate for me. I mean, he scored yesterday. He scored 2 goals. So you can't say fairer than that. What more can you want from him? I know Sean said, gee, yes, my good friend Sean, who I go to the football with. I've just got your text, mate, but I didn't have time to reply. You are right. I'm looking forward to Saturday. We will be playing Middlesbrough. I mean, I've seen the result earlier on. Middlesbrough, 2-0 up they were against Hull. It's not going well for Johnny Woodgate at the moment, is it? And yeah, I'm looking forward to that game on Saturday. I did say, right, don't say I didn't tell you, I did fancy us to go on a bit of a run. I did say that after, before Birmingham, really, looking at the fixtures. I remember Conor did a video and he predicted we'd only get 8 points. I just looked at the fixtures and felt, actually, it's pretty favourable. I think we'll do all right, personally. And we have done. I think the tough test for me comes after Borough. If you look at our fixtures, and I'll get them up in a minute and I'll roll through them with you. But if you look at our fixtures from I think it's Hull. After Borough, I think it's Hull. If you look at them fixtures from then up until really the first week in January, it is really, really tough for Leeds United. Really tough. And I'll go through them with you in a second. So let's have a look. I'll put the fixture in. Check me out, man. I've got, forget my phone. I've only got the old Lappy T. It's getting professional, man. I'm like that Geordie White on LS11, rocking about with my laptop and that. Let's have a look at our fixtures and we'll go through them because my memory ain't the best, guys. But let's have a look at some of your comments. We've got 85 people watching us now. Make sure you share it, guys. Let's get some more in. This is going to be a regular feature. I feel like I let you down a bit with Monday Night Football because we used to get a lot of numbers in there and I used to really enjoy doing it. Sort of went off the boil. To be honest, I went off the boil a little bit. I've had a lot of stuff going on. My head hadn't been in the right place, but I've just got back. I've not even had time for a shower, folks. Anyone who follows me on Instagram, please do at Wainman Joe _ Leeds TV. I've just done 8 mile. I've just been for an 8-mile run. I've got our lasses leggings on, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? This is dedication to the cause. I've come back. I've had a brew and a fag because I'm healthy, and then come straight up here to do this. But let's jump into some of your comments. I will touch on the fixtures. I know I'm sort of all over the shop. It's what I do. But yeah, we'll have a look at some of your comments. But you are right, Sean. We are reunited on Saturday, and I cannot wait. Jamie Harris says, I think he means it was his goal. No, Jay's actually confirmed the fact. He says, yeah, he had like 10 chances. It's not good enough. I'm going to put this to you now, guys, and I want you to let me know in the comments. Patrick Bamford, the reason he's in the Championship is because he's Championship level striker. A lot of people mention Mitrovic. A lot of people will mention the likes of Gale. For me, they're too good for this league. And that's why they probably would get the goals that you're asking for. But is the reason, look, I've now come to accept, it is really frustrating, don't get me wrong, but I've now come to accept Patrick Bamford missing chances. It is what it is. It was the same last season, guys, and it'll be the same this. And not just Patrick, though. This is what you've got. I think we focus a lot on Patrick because he's the focal point. But look at Mateus Click. I really like Mateus Click. His work that he does off the ball is unreal. But look how many opportunities he had yesterday. But because he's not the striker and he's not the man leading the line, I think the reason a lot of these lads are Championship level players is due to that fact. If you look at some of Click's chances on Saturday, if that's someone who's a Premiership player, although I do think Click could probably do it in the Prem, they're in the back of the net the majority of the time. So you can't just lay that at Patrick's door. Although I do agree with you. There was one opportunity where it got crossed over and he's lashed his left foot and it's just gone high and wide. He's not even hit the target. But as I've said to you, we have to. That's why it's Championship, guys. That's why he's not in the Prem. Do you know what I mean? Would I be happy with Patrick Bamford leading the line in the Premiership? Hell no. That's stone cold facts. But he scored 2 goals yesterday. I know the second one wasn't really given, but you've got to be in that position. If he doesn't run across his man, it's not going in anyway, and the defender's clearing it. So it is what it is. For me, he's got 3 in 2. And let's be honest, the first strike was a very good strike from a pretty, acute angle, to be fair. Normally, you're looking at that thinking that's not going in the back of the net. That's not Patrick's any day of the week. And he just lashed it in, I think he's had chances that are easier than that and missed them. It was a well-taken goal. I mean, Ben White was absolutely unreal. I said in my post-match, defenders and Championship teams alike seem to disregard Ben White. I went through it yesterday at Focus on Leeds. Shout out that guy. He put some stats up. He had more touches on the ball than any single player in the full match. He was able, just given space. I think the Luton Town players were not up for pressing the centre-backs. And if you ain't going to press Ben White, he's going to run into a dangerous position. And we've seen that. And it was a lovely ball through to Patrick Bamford. Do you know what I mean? To get it round the defender and we go 1-0 up. So I think, Jay, not quite yet. You can't be saying, that he's not, he shouldn't be at the club. Listen, if you go back, and I've mentioned it before, if you go to my Derby post-match after the horrible playoffs, I never wanted to see him in a Leeds United shirt again. He absolutely, oh man, that semi-final, I felt he just didn't do anything at all. But he's still, and for me, he's changed my opinion. The game that really changed my opinion was West Brom. The only loss that West Brom have had, if you look at that, their run of form, I think they've only lost 1 game this season. It is against us, right? And yeah, they're a very good side, by the way, a very, very good side. Would I be worried about finishing? I couldn't give a shit where we finish, if I'm being totally honest. If we don't win the league and we finish second at West Brom, I don't care, as long as we go up. John B in the comments says Bamford is a better player this year. The goals will come. I agree, mate. He is much better, and the goals are starting to come 3 in 2 for me. Strachan Britain says better to be scoring last-minute goals than conceding them. Let's push on. Oh, I've lost that comment now. Just give me a second. Let's push on and go on a roll. Agreed, mate. We're already pushing on. We're on 6 undefeated now. The 2 draws that we have had have come against Preston and Sheff Wednesday, which we know are teams that are going to be up and around there 100%. Let's pull up the league table as well, because one of the comments that did come in on Instagram was about what I thought the final 6 positions would look like. So we can have a look at that as well. That's not a problem. That's the luxury of having the laptop in front of me. Check me out. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I agree. We are on a bit of a roll, Strachan. I do think it will continue. I hope and I pray, and I think we will pick up 6 points from the next two. And then we have, I think it's Hull City. And I think that's where, and I just think that's where we might, we're not going to go undefeated forever, are we? Oh, no, it's 7th. 7th of December, we've got Huddersfield Town away. That's going to be a tough test. The Cowley brothers doing a decent job at Huddersfield now. It's a big game. We then have Hull at home, Cardiff at home, Neil Harris, Warnock 2.0, remember. You've then got Fulham away. I fancy us to beat Fulham, to be honest. It all depends if Scott Parker's still in a job. We've then got Preston North End and Birmingham. And then even through into January, you see, you've then got West Brom, Sheff Wednesday, and then QPR, Millwall. So we need to pick up maximum points. I said that. Look, we got off to a great start against Luton over these next 2-1 in a difficult place to go on the phase of the game. It was a great result, in my opinion. I think we beat Reading Tuesday. I genuinely think we do. I think we'll do a watch along for that as well, guys. If you're up for that, let me know in the comments. A live watch along on Tuesday night for the Reading away game, because it'll be on the Sky Red button, so we can get that done. And then we'll be at Ellen Road against Middlesbrough, which I'm really looking forward to. Doma, West Brom look good, but like us, aren't blowing teams away. They will drop some points soon, mate. Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope in January they have a similar January to last year. They lost Harvey Barnes. This time they've got the kid Dean Garner. I think he's on loan from West Brom. They've got that Pereira, who I thought was absolutely unreal against us. I think he's on loan from Benfica. In all honesty, let's have a look. I think it is Benfica. Let's have a look. Matthias Pereira. Sporting Lisbon. So it'd be interesting to see because he's been absolutely unreal. I swear I see Man United were sniffing about him. Let's have a look, see if there is anything on there. Yeah. So from the 17th of November, Manchester United want West Brom loanee Matthias Pereira. So he's been linked there. And it says, so it tells you all you need to know. I mean, if they had a similar January to last season and Dean Garner goes back to West Ham, I know Pellegrini has said he's not interested, but Pellegrini could be out of a job. And trust me, if he's out of a job and they want a bit of spark, then why not Dean Garner, get Dean Garner back? You've also got Matthias Pereira, who I thought was unreal, best player on the pitch, if I'm being totally honest, against West Brom when we played West Brom, and Man United scummer after him. So could they have a similar January to last season? They're two massive players for them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. In terms of our January window, I've seen a lot of people have had conversations on Twitter. Listen, we're not doing nothing. I think people need to realise that. I think sometimes people that watch Leeds are not in tune and are only come in and out. And I'm not having a go at them people, but sort of sometimes like it takes a lot. I get news from everywhere, man. I have notifications on Twitter. And I like to think I'm sort of in tune a little bit, and I just don't see Leeds United doing much. Orta said so. We don't have money, guys. FFP, we're not going to do much, and people need to. The quicker people realise that, and again, I don't mean this in a sense of, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I just don't want you to be disappointed, because I genuinely don't think we will. And I know as fan base, we'll be like, but we're in a position where if you just sprinkle some money, we'll be all right, which I get. I think that time was right last year in January. We definitely needed this. This time, I'm not so sure. If Eddie gets back fighting fit, I think we'll be all right, guys. And that's my genuine opinion on it. I think last season we did need that sprinkling. We needed that a little bit extra. This season, the club and the team and the unit are a lot stronger, a lot more experienced for me. I don't think we've even got out of second gear. We've only just got Pablo back. You've got the likes of Forshaw, Shackleton as well that haven't featured much. Jack Clark got his first league appearance the other day. And a lot of people will have hate on Jack Clarke. Jack Clarke may go back, but at the same time, he could stay. And I was listening to the Square Ball podcast, and they made a good point. He's saying that Jack Clarke, it was about this time last season where we started to see him. And even if you get 4, 5, 6 game cameo out of him, but he gives some. What does it matter? You know what I mean? And I got the likes of Robbie Gotts, who hasn't even featured yet. So I think we've got enough, personally, 2 in each position. We've seen that, people were not. We were debating on Saturday when 2 o'clock came about the fact that Pablo Hernandez had started over Costa. That is some luxury to have. Do you see what I'm saying? How many championship clubs can sit there and say Pablo Hernandez held the Costa 50 million? Pablo Hernandez, the GOAT, and people are having this. So for me, you can't say we don't have a strong side, in my opinion, at this level. Sorry, a bit of a ramble there. I'll go back to some of your comments. Ian Moser, where are we? I've lost him. Sorry. Ian Moser says, coming up from Norfolk looking for 3 points. I hope you enjoy it, mate. If you're at the game, give me a shout. Jay Army says, we need a striker in Jan. I don't agree, mate. We've got Patrick Bamford and Eddie Nketiah. PH Leeds says, last season we would have lost Luton game. This season, different mentality and results are going our way. 100% agree with that. Sean Flynn, Leeds lad, live in Newcastle, chuff for Paddy. Still think we need a Gale-type scorer. I mean, in an ideal scenario, I think we all would, but it's just not going to happen. Sean Flynn, I live in Seaham, mate, so if ever you're around them ways, give me a shout. Marcus Pickersgill, how's it going, pal? I'm enjoying talking Leeds whilst playing some poker. Is that poker online, or are you playing in the old casino, mate? I fancy myself as a bit of a poker player, We should have a game. Give me a shout, Marcus Pickersgill. Dom, no easy games, mate. All teams try harder against us. Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that as well, Dom. I think you're 100% correct. I think if you look where Luton, to be honest, if that goal wouldn't have been offside yesterday for them, we lose that game. I genuinely believe that, because Luton, after they felt aggrieved, which they had no reason to be, because for me it wasn't a free kick on Izzy Brown, not at all. It just wasn't a free kick. At the end of the day, he's tried to turn KP and he sort of stuck his leg out and fell over. And for me, I mean, we'll get onto the Luton commentary as well, the I Follow commentary. It was an absolute disgrace. It was worse than Blackburn when he's going, that's a foul. Don't know if any of you have seen about the one where there were 2 balls on the pitch. So that Kiko could continue with the game. He kicked one of them out, which you would do. But apparently it's ungentlemanly conduct because he kicked it out of the stadium. It's absolutely insane. You need to listen to it. Listening, normally seeing is believing, but hearing is believing. It's all over Twitter. Please check it out. But yeah, back onto Luton. They felt aggrieved due to the fact that Izzy Brown had been fouled, according to the Luton fans. And we went up the other end and scored. For that 10, 15-minute period, it got really, really, I mean, the crowd went up. The atmosphere in Kenilworth Road sounded mint. I was speaking to LUFC vlogger earlier on who was at the game. Please check him out on YouTube. Nathan, he's a top lad. And I was talking to him earlier, and he went down to the game, and he said it was an absolutely unreal atmosphere because it was so tight knit and stuff as well. Watch his vlog; it's class. And he said it was an unreal atmosphere, but you could hear it from the Luton fans as well. So in that 10, 15 minute spell, they get an equaliser from Izzy Brown. And if you watch the game, we were singing to Izzy Brown, "You just Chelsea rent boy, Chelsea rent boy." And then he puts in a cross, doesn't he, for the second? And I think it's maybe Cornick that puts it in. Anyway, he's offside, and the crowd go up. And I genuinely feel, had that not been chalked off, we would have lost that game. But footballing God's on our side, he's offside. But it did have a risk of getting away from us because the crowd and everything, it just lifted for that 10, 15-minute spell. And I was watching the game thinking, oh, this is going to get away from us. Just on the chants, by the way, have you heard the latest Leeds one? Don't you know, pump it up. The Whites are going up, and don't you know, pump it up. That was in the stands on the weekend. I think that's been tweeted out loads as well. So that was class to see. Let's have a look. Phil Clark. All right, Joe. Yes, totally agree. Hard games coming up at Christmas. Good win at Luton, though. Yeah, 100%. Alex Sheriff says he loves the channel. Thank you, buddy. Marcus Pickersgill, I would like to see Hernandez, Costa and Roberts behind Bamford or Nketiah. That would be nice to see. Thought Harrison, he was okay in the first half. For me, he had the beating of, I forget the kid who he was up against now. I didn't mention it in my post-match. But I think, could Costa play on the left? Although when Costa came on, he primarily, for me, looked like he was attacking from the right. I find it hard to keep up with Bielsa, guys. That's what I'm saying. The other lads maybe have a better tactical knowledge now, so whatever you might be, than me. I was talking to Focus Leeds, and he was like, "Oh, all Leeds TV should do some sort of like tactical analysis." I said, "Mate, like my tactical analysis stops at kick the ball in the net." That's about as good as it gets for me. Well, yeah, maybe I'm being a bit. Yeah, I just not. When I see all these, like the guys at All Stats, aren't we? And that, it's absolutely unreal. But it's just very, when they speak about low blocks, high blocks, bloody medium blocks, building blocks, bloody toy blocks, I don't know, Lego blocks. It all goes over my head a little bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, he was saying about doing them videos, but like go over. I know Oscar tried before, so maybe I'll put Oscar in touch with him and he can put something together. But I agree, Marcus, on your point in that I would like to see Costa on the left, Hernandez on the right, and Roberts just behind. That would be class, and definitely like to see Eddie as well. Yeah, I think his movement's unreal, isn't it? We've seen. J Army says if we get a goal scorer in Jan, it will go up. I think we've already got one, mate. I think we've got one. The Watson family, not just one, not just two, the full Watson family are watching. He says, what do you think about transfers in January regarding Ings? I don't think we'll get any. It's Gary and Smithy, man. I do know the Watson family. How's it going, Smithy, son? Yeah, sorry. I don't think we'll do anything, mate, in all honesty, Gary. I don't. Orta doesn't like to do business. I mean, we've seen that last year with the Dan James saga, didn't we? I think it's going to be very quiet. I could be wrong, though. Could QSI come in? I mean, that's not going away, is it? QSI is going to happen, in my opinion. It's just a matter of when, not if. So who knows? But then again, with the financial fair play, they can't really do out. If we have injuries, already goes back, and maybe Clark goes back, maybe they'll look at it. But for me, I'm not too sure. 133 people watching. Thank you very much, guys. Make sure you smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Conor M says he thinks Reading will be tough Tuesday. I'm not so sure. They have turned a corner though. They have the new manager in now, don't they? I think he used to be an assistant to Mark Hughes, Mark Bowen. It was a bit of an interesting one because I think Mark Bowen was actually he was working in the back room initially. Reading named new manager after sporting director. Let's have a look. I do know he used to work with Mark Hughes. I listened to the Second Tier podcast. Great work by them. If you don't listen to that podcast, make sure you do. But Mark Bowen basically was the sporting director at Reading and then has appointed himself as the manager. But since he's come in, it's been going well, to be honest. So maybe you're right. I mean, maybe Reading might pull up shocks. I just think we'll have too much for Reading, to be honest. If I'm being totally honest, it's not a team that I look at and I get worried about. Maybe I'm being naive, but I'm not so sure. If we have a look at some of their results, so they lost to Brentford on the 23rd, beat Luton 3-0, but that was at home. I think if we play Luton at home, we win game 3-0. They beat Millwall 2-1 at home. Millwall away from home ain't as good as they are at home. Do you know what I mean? They've got a win against Preston North End at home. Lost to 4-1 to Fulham. But that's all the way back in October. So what? Yeah, I mean, they've won 2 on the bounce. They've won 2 on the bounce against Luton and Millwall. Is that great form coming up against, for me, one of the best teams in the division, if not the best? I'm not so sure, but maybe I'm being naive. Sometimes I take teams for granted just because, It's Leeds, right? Pete Rogers says, was there another rumour about QSI a few days ago? Mate, that rumour's not going away. I've seen a lot of people say, do a video on it, do a video on it. I get it, and I understand you want the video, but nothing's changed. I still think it's the same from when it was first mentioned. Nothing genuinely has changed on that deal. For me, it's going to get done. It's just a matter of time. And there's no sort of new developments. Like ESPN picked it up. I think La Parisine, which is a respected French newspaper, but then ESPN picked it up. And then after ESPN picked it up, you then had the shit journals like the Suns and the Mirrors and all that picking it up on the back of that story. So although it's showing that it's still the same story, really. So there's no sort of like new groundbreaking stuff that we're hearing, if I'm being totally honest. When we do, we will definitely put a video out on it. But I think it's going to happen. Genuinely think it's going to happen. We shall see. Doma said, good point. Look at Wood. He was a different class and now it's Premiership. Yeah, agreed, Doma. And I believe you're on about the strikers there. Jamie Harris says, Click needs a rest. A lot of people say this. I think when we mention Click, I think a lot of people look at Click, and because he isn't scoring goals as much as he once did, maybe saying he's having poor performances. I don't think he is. Yes, he's missed them opportunities, but overall gameplay in terms of his running, for me, he's class, man. And he's played almost every game, if not every game, near enough under Bielsa, if you take out injuries or suspensions. I just think he's that good. It'd be interesting to see, right? So if you think start of this season, how pivotal Forshaw was, and we were all, last season, I suppose we took him for granted a little bit, but I think Forshaw wasn't suited to playing in the KP role, and whenever KP wasn't in, Forshaw played in that role, and he's not the same player in that role. But now Forshaw's been playing as a high eight. We've seen just how much he can bring to the party at the start of the season. Take him out of the side, and we were all like, wow, we do really miss Adam Forshaw. And I think we were all a little bit surprised by that. Take Click out, it'd be interesting to see for a run of games just how much he brings from you'll get lads, and I touched on it earlier, lads who watch certain individual players. I just watch the game of football and I don't try to overanalyze it too much. But there's a lot of guys that do that, and I'm not digging them up. They're really good at what they do, and it's class to watch and read. I love reading that sort of stuff, but I don't have the brain to watch it. So look at them people, like your old stats that way. Look at Oscar, for example. Oscar loves doing stuff like that. Look at Focus on Leeds. Look at all these people, these sites on Twitter. They'll show you what Click brings to the party with the amount of touches, his off-ball work and all that stuff. Sometimes we just get bogged down when we're watching a football match. Goal, why didn't he scored? Why didn't he scored? Or he should have done this, should have done that. It's sometimes you've got to overanalyze it a little bit. And if you look at the sites that do that, you can get all that information that you need. I think Click's pivotal to how we play. It would be interesting to see if he was given a rest, what would happen to the dynamic in that midfield. I think we just give Click a little bit of an unfair shake due to the fact that he isn't scoring goals as he once did. Because if I remember at the start of the season, I think as well, there is a little bit in that Bielsa, listen, I don't profess to know, but he definitely doesn't have an effort at goal as much as he once did. And is that Bielsa training that out of him to say, right, okay, well, look at what option you had here, 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 and here. And sometimes he does slow it down a little bit for me. But has he been told to do that? You don't know. That's the thing. So there's many different variables, but I wouldn't take Click out of the side personally. Dave Obby, continued wins against Reading and Borough will set up a great opportunity for us as Preston North End meet West Brom on December the 2nd. That I didn't know. So that is really, really good to hear. Let's have a look at their upcoming fixtures. If we have a look at the Championship fixtures over the next few weeks, the next game week, let's have a look how that pans out, and we can have a chat about that. It's so handy having this laptop here, I'm telling you. Let's have a look. I'm trying to get up the next round of fixtures in the Championship. Sorry. So Tuesday, November, let's have a look. Wednesday, West Brom are at home to Bristol City. You would fancy them to win. Preston are away at Hull. Hull's not an easy place to go. 30th of November, let's have a look. We've got Borough, and I guess that's the weekend. Let's have a look. It's the 2nd of December, yeah, so it's Monday night as well. That'll be a good watch for us all. Preston at home to West Brom. Preston have been unreal at home as well, so it'll be interesting to see. And then West Brom have got Swansea the Sunday after. Preston away at Queen's Park Rangers. I think it's interesting because, wasn't it, we'd played every team of the top 6 in our games thus far, but West Brom had only played 2, and one of them was us, and we beat them. So it'll be interesting to see how West Brom come out of this next run of games, because they have got some toughies in there. Tariq Jabbar says Bielsa's totally changed the system compared to last season, and he's working. If you look at Norwich and Aston Villa, both playing the best football, now they're struggling. Look at Sheffield United. It's a good point. I mean, Sheffield United are absolutely smashing it, right? Fair play to them, man. Fair play. I know a lot of saltiness between Wilder and all that shit, but I'm happy for them. I'm happy that a Yorkshire team's up there, especially a small club like Sheffield United. Super LUFC says, if not for the Luton keeper turning into Monk from the Mean Machine, we'd have smashed them. Yeah, there is a lot in that as well. I seen Conor on Twitter had said he was having a Westwood-esque performance, and he did. Shea was called. There was a few. I mean, there was one from KP, one from Roberts, the one from Harrison, the one from Bamford. You know, he was unreal, and it's an interesting one because I said this in my post-match after listening to podcasts and that, like I do. The Sluga kid who Luton broke their transfer record for hasn't been having a great season, and Shea's come back in. I don't know if he was the keeper in League One. He may well have been, but I know that they brought in a new one, smashing their transfer fee, and it's not gone well because Shea was unreal. I thought he was good. Steve White said, I have heard on Facebook that Forshaw is back in training tomorrow. Is there any truth in this? I mean, anything you get off social media, take with a pinch of salt, mate, especially Facebook. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. Tariq Jabbar, I love Ben White. Same here. 100%. I would have Ben White's babies if it was medically possible. I would do that. I'm going to have to find your comments again because this... White and Phillips will be top players in England's squad, and we were very lucky to have them. Yeah, appreciate them while they're here, because if we don't go up, we won't be seeing them. Look, KP would have my blessing. But yeah, I mean, he's ideal. He's better than Winks. He's better than Dyer. He's better than fucking Declan Rice. I won't have anyone tell me otherwise. I speak to my friends at work, and obviously a lot of them follow Premier League teams. And my mate came through, who's a Liverpool fan. And he was like, what's this talk of this Ben White and Calvin Phillips? The Championship. I said, yeah, but mate, if you have the opportunities to see, you will see they're absolutely unreal. Tiger Steel, when Nketiah comes back, do you put him straight in? Not sure. I don't think you can because Bamford scored 3 goals in 2 games. Simple fact. But he will start to get games 100%. Got 2 players in every position. Bielsa will rotate this season, will move it around. He will have learnt that. I mean, we've already seen a different kind of Leeds United for me this season. We're not blowing teams away once as we once did. This still reserving the tank for me, and I think he will use rotation a little bit more this term. I would like to think so. Pete Rogers says, whisper when you say how good Ben White is. I think what was funny, Conor did a video he was on the radio with Love Sport. Smashed it, by the way. Take me out off. Fair play. He spoke about KP and Ben White. And someone actually blamed him and said, Man United now, listen, I respect Conor, but believe me, Mike Phelan does not go to Conor McGilligan for transfer targets. Do you know what I mean, though? There was genuine people commenting, and if one of you was watching it, I'm sorry, But us talking about players and linking them to there, trust me, if I was at a top club and I found out that my chief scout was watching all Leeds TV videos with Conor to get tidbits on players, he'd be out of the door. Trust me, their due diligence on Ben White was probably done when he was at Newport, like it was with Leeds. It happens. But scouts know players everywhere, man. You know, do you see what I'm saying? I mean, we seen Ben White at Newport in that FA Cup tie seasons ago when old Saeed spit the dog happened. And Otters, you know, why didn't we get him then? Well, it's a case of, you know, can he do it? And then he's done it at League One level, and it's like, right, yeah, he can do it. And now he's doing it at Championship, and maybe someone else has been watching him higher than us in the Prem, and they're like, can he do it at Championship? Wow, he definitely can do it at Championship. Right, let's go. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, but I just wanted to focus. I thought it was pretty funny, the fact that we were getting a little bit of abuse in the comments for speaking about Ben White and KP in the same breath as going to a Premier League team, and getting beef for that, as though it was like chief scouts are watching our videos. Come on. I mean, yesterday I was getting grief for putting bloody Patrick Bamford scored a brace. And people were saying, well, one guy in particular was going, you are better than this, Joe. That video is factually incorrect. Why should I watch it? Don't watch it then. I mean, you'd be hard pushed. Go on Leeds United official website. They've got it on there. YUP also got it on there. Square Ball Podcast also said Paddy Brace. It was a bit tongue-in-cheek. He deserved the goal. People going mental. Philip Keir says Ben White player of the season so far. I like Stewie Dallas for that. I know that sounds bad. I just like Stewie Dallas, though. I know Graham Smith calls him the Cookstown Cafu. There's just something about Stuart Dallas, and he's one of our own in the sense that he's one of ours. I mean, Ben White, I'm just saying, look, Ben White is the best player of the season, but I like Dallas this season. Moore says, let's support the team, not undermine them. None of us could have turned these players into the team they are today. I remember when fans didn't want Cooper anywhere near the first team. Yeah, League One Cooper. Well, he's changed everyone's opinion. Last season, the transition happened, and people griefed him last season. They did, genuinely. I remember being in videos in the early parts of the season, he was still getting griefed. 95% of this fan base now wouldn't grief Liam Cooper. The transition happened last season, and he is now Captain Fantastic. Genuinely. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Janssen's not around anymore. He's the senior, he's the man. He always was in my eyes, but other fans, you know, they see the fist bump, the shout and everything from Janssen, and people see that over his defensive ability. And maybe that had a part to play in it as well. But that transition happened now for Cooper, and I'd be hard pushed to find anyone really that digs him out this time. But I agree with you. There was one point. Super Leeds TV says he's going to Huddersfield away. Hope you enjoy it, lads. I know I would have loved to have gone. I was going to do the walk from Ellen Road to, I think it's changed its name now. What's it called? Kirklees Stadium now it's called. It was the John Smiths, but it's called Kirklees now, the Huddersfield. Yeah, I was going to do the walk for the food bank. Do you know what's so funny as well? I think there's like 30 people signed up to it from Leeds United, and Huddersfield have only brought 7. Leeds really do take more away. So yeah, and if you want to get involved with that as well, please go onto Twitter, our socials, the Trust socials. You can still sign up. You can donate. I know Tash, Jack, and Oscar will be doing it, walking from Ellen Road at 6 a.m. Having to spend more than an hour with them 3 would kill me off. So I'm only joking. But yeah, like quite a few people will be there as well. So if you're into your LUFC media, i.e. square balls, talking shit, all that sort of stuff, get in and help support and show your love, because it's for a great cause, and them guys are going to be doing it. So get involved. Joseph Tiffany says, have you seen the links between Vidra and Leeds? Do you think he could be a good addition to the squad if he comes in? Vidra can fuck off. He turned this club down. He felt he was better than this club. He was told to basically do one. after a period of time when things didn't really pan out. The guy wanted Premier League. He ain't getting game time in the Premier League. I don't think we should put any money up towards him. I think it's lazy journalism as well. He had the opportunity to come. He chose not to. See you later, Vidra. Carry on getting splinters on your ass. I think it's just lazy journalism again. He was linked before. He was close to coming. He's not getting game time. 2 and 2 together. You get 4. Right, let's put that out there. I genuinely don't think it's a solid link, and I would be very, very shocked. And look, he wanted Prem. He said so, and he moved on, and he went to Burnley, and now he's getting splinters. So do one, Vidra. But listen, he probably got a bigger payday than he would have got at Leeds United, so he ain't asked. But he'd been getting game time here, and he probably could have made a huge difference. I'm not going to sit here and discredit him and say that he's a gash footballer, because, again, at Championship, he's unreal. Do you know, we spoke about levels before. We were on about Mitrovic and Gale over Bamford. Levels. Them two are Prem. They shouldn't be in this division. I know Gale's not at the moment, but Mitrovic is better than this division. The fact that Fulham have managed to bring him down, it's still, you know, I'm like, wow. Do you know what I mean? And Vidra's the same. There's levels to it, right? He's Championship. He's not Prem. So in your answer to that, Joseph Tiffany, I think it's just lazy journal. I mean, I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll look like a tit, and I'll probably get Vidra on back of my shirt. I always wanted him. But, yeah, I don't see. John Paul Redmond, sign a striker in January who can score goals. We'll get automatic promotion. I don't think we'll sign anyone in January, unfortunately. And I still think between Bamford and Nketiah, we will be okay. Tariq Jabbar, Bielsa has changed the system where we just win rather than playing the best-looking football, and it's working. 100% agree with that, mate. 100%. He's learned his lessons from last year. That's why I think we'll see a little bit of rotation during this Christmas period. Genuinely think we will. And like you said, like bringing on Cooper Saturday. Yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? Bringing on Cooper for Berardi. Berardi, for me, wasn't having a bad game. I thought he played well, especially in the first half. I mean, he set up Bamford's one that hit the post. And he also played well. He was sweeping some stuff up early doors. But it was getting a bit frantic, weren't it? I spoke earlier about that period of time, that 10, 15-minute period where it got really, really frantic. And Cooper came on and steadied the ship. Whereas if you think about last season, for example, take that Nottingham Forest game where we went down to 10 men and he was changing it attackingly and we scored a goal and then, 4-2 in the end. That does not happen this season. So that shows you that Bielsa has learned. So Tariq Jabbar, great comment. Thank you. John B, no easy game in this league, but we are harder to beat this year. Again, that touches on that point that Tariq made, 100%. We're at the 150 mark, 152 people watching now. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Let me know in the comments if this is a good format that you like. Instead of having Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Live, I think it's at a much more pleasant time for us all. We can chat about the football when it's still fresh in our time. So let me know by smashing a like on the video. And also let me know if you want to do the watch along on Tuesday night. We'll be away at Reading. Like I say, you can switch the Sky commentary off and watch me watching the game. We'll have a chat about that. And let me know if you want to do that as well. Mark LUFC Hob, my worry is we can't score a goal for Toffee from set pieces. And the amount of free kicks and corners we get, it's worrying. What do you think, Joe? Well, Mark, if you would have watched my video yesterday, clearly haven't. You've let me down, son. I'm only joking. But you clearly haven't. I said it. I'm sick to the back teeth of it, mate. I am sick to the back teeth of it. Because I remember last season against Villa, I think it was against Villa, KP started taking corners. And he made some good corners. And I was like, do you know what? Get him on him. Get him on him. Because it was a breath of fresh air. And he's been on them ever since. However, it now needs changing again. Because it's so one-dimensional. I have never, ever known a team have so many corners. And it's not even about scoring. We're not even being dangerous from them. That's the thing for me. We're not even creating dangerous opportunities from these corners. It's never like bouncing favourably and we're just missing a header and it's coming off the post, or it's like, oh, we're just like, it just goes straight over. We just sit there like, corner. Hey, because it's just gash. Same with set pieces. It's gas, and I hate that because I love KP. You know I love KP, right? And it's disappointing to say that, but they do need switching up. It's not even about KP. Well, no, it's not even about KP's delivery, I don't think. It's more a case of what we're doing when the ball's coming in. I know Conor's mentioned it as well, and he's got a good point. Do we need to work on something? Is this something we can do? Add a bit of variation, you know, have a runner off the ball or try a different kind of pass. I mean, I'm not saying go back to when we had that bloody set piece coach. I forget the guy now. Do you remember when we had that set piece coach? Was it under TC? Bam, they were abysmal then. But we definitely need a bit of variation in that department, 100%. So Marco, great comment. And next time, watch my video, please. Andrew Batty says, Batty. December, we need to pick up maximum points. January is a hard month. I think December's hard as well, mate, if I'm being totally honest. Super Leeds TV said it's on the main TV, not red button. That's fine. That's even better. That means we get replays. There's nothing worse than that red button when you don't get replays. Tariq Jabbar, credit where credit's due. Bamford is working really hard. Sean Flynn says the midfield needs to chip in with goals too. Couldn't agree more. Clive Wimpempe, love that name, by the way, says we were lucky at Luton, need to kill off opposition. I don't think we were lucky. You create your own luck at times. We battered them for that last 10 minutes. If it weren't for Shea, as someone said earlier on, we win that game comfortably. Get them at Ellen Road, it'll be a comfortable victory. Domina says there'll probably be some outs in January, probably none in, possibly. Marcus Pickerskill said, would love if we just bought Bowen. Yeah, I mean, so would I, but I'm so shocked that he's not already at the Prem when you consider players that have moved up into the Prem already. I'm so shocked that he's not there. But I think January is going to be that time. Leeds United can't afford Bowen. It's not happening. Unfortunately, I think he'll go to the Prem. And that's going to really, really reduce Hull's chances of getting a decent finish. I mean, they could even get pulled into relegation. And he's that good for them. I mean, he wins games on his own. I think I seen a stat earlier on. I think it was on Twitter where out of their last so many goals, Bowen had scored more than a third. I think. Let's have a look. I definitely seen some. I think he scored like 33 goals of their last 90 or something like that, which is absolutely crazy, really. So yeah, he'll definitely not be around for much longer, and that's gonna really it's gonna really like reduce Hull's opportunities in this division, because without him and Grzycki, they're absolutely no one, right? Let's have a look. I can't find it, to be fair. But there you go. I know it's around. One of you guys might might let me know in the comments. But we all know how good Bowen is, right? He's already at top level. Let's have a look. James Obby, where do you think we need to strengthen? I think we're good, mate. I think we're good. Premierships when we need to strengthen. I think we'll have enough. Jay Army, though, doesn't agree. We don't have enough. Laugh out loud. Me and Jay are definitely on different sides of the penny with that one. Tariq Jabbar, regardless who we get January, it could be Neymar, but Bielsa would still play Patrick Bamford. Still a lot of hate. This is what I don't understand, guys. Please do let me know in the comments, like, why are we still on Bamford? He scored 3 goals in 2 games. Why are we still on it, man? Cut the lad some slack. Online, mate. Conor did put a message and retracted it. I don't know what's happened there. Conor, what are you doing? No, pump it up. Rose LU10 says shocking chant. What's that in relation to? Was that in relation to Izzy Brown one, or we're talking about the don't you know, pump it up, Leeds are going up. Louis says you're using a crap mic, just saying if you're not meant to be. I'm using a crap mic. I mean, it's my AirPods. I'm sorry if the sound isn't great. Julian Fitton says, can you give my son Kian a shout out, please? South Stander with me. Yes, Kian. Shout out, Kian. Julian is a fan of the channel. Does see it all the time. So for his son Kian, absolute legends in the South Stand army. It's too much for me, that sort of stuff. I'm telling you. Mark, Mick Glasby, Klitsch should be rested for a few games. Forshaw playing his place. Klitsch, in my opinion, has lost a lot of confidence and is well off the pace. Mark Pickersgill says we need to go up this season. Mark LUFC Obs, a lot of games are won from set plays, Joe. Think we can sort that side out of our game. We will definitely need to spend in January. Shane Shanks, do you think we're better than last season, Joe? Yes, I think we're more equipped for the championship this season. Yes, we aren't blowing teams away. We don't have the 4-1s against Stoke. Was it 3-1 against Derby? My memory's really gashed, by the way. We don't have them massive results. I think the best one we had, and I did, to be honest, I did some stuff on the international break but I had a nightmare uploading it, and I couldn't get it uploaded, and I was speaking about the season so far, so I am really sorry that didn't happen. I've still got all the stuff here, but I'm just looking, because I'd actually said our best games so far and our worst, if you like. So in terms of this season, Shane Shanks, yes, we're not blowing teams away like we did, but, you know, West Brom, for example, great performance, you know, second half, they absolutely battered us, but we kept a clean sheet. Last season, does that happen? Maybe not. I mean, we've seen it when we went down to West Brom. They battered us, if you remember last season. Bristol City was another one at the start of this season. We blew them away. And Stoke City, we were in disarray, but we did blow them away. But that's it, really. Whereas if you go back to last season, there was probably a lot more performances of that ilk. And maybe that's why we might look at it and say we're not as good as we were last season. But in terms of being equipped for the championship, I think we are, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. Others will disagree. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of football. That's the beauty of this channel. Because believe me, Conor and Oscar don't agree a lot of the time. But it's decent chat. You know, you put forward a debate and have a chat about it. Sometimes you might disagree and just not reply. But the lads know, yeah. But in my opinion, Shane, yes, we are better. Terry Austin says all he wants for Christmas is QSI. Good shout. Reese Armitage, I did touch on Vidra earlier on. I don't think Vidra is happening. It's lazy journalism. Carl, 73 possession, 21 shots, 12 on target, more corners, yet Nathan Jones claims they contained us. Was that against Luton? Was that, isn't it Graham Jones, isn't it? Ian Mozzer, what changes would you make for Reading? Cooper for Berardi? Yes. Would we keep it the same? Maybe so. Derek Burgess, hi mate, absolute legend. It's going to be between Baggies, Leeds and Fulham. The only way I see Fulham being up there personally is if they get rid of Scott Parker. I know they're still there or thereabouts. Let's have a look. So they're 5 points off us, but I just think Fulham are far too inconsistent under Scott Parker. If they change their manager, the quality of players that Fulham have at their disposal, the likes of Knockaert, Mitrovic, Cavallero, Kearney, that is a frightening championship side. But I just think Parker doesn't have the tactical nous or experience to get him out of this division. Just my opinion. So I'm not really worried about Fulham. Is that naive? Maybe so. But yeah, I'm not really worried about Fulham. But I think it could be us and West Brom. I don't care as long as we go up genuinely. Lee Ward, guys saying to spending money in January, but who do you get? Maybe another centre-back, but I think we have the team and definitely managers to go up for sure. I think Lee there was just asking you guys in the comments what you thought, because as I say, everyone's saying who do we get in January, putting it to use. Clive Wimpempe says, do we need to be odds on for promotion before a new buyer commits? Shane Shanks, hopefully we'll get automatic promotion this season. Can't go through playoffs again. No, we can't. Hate it. Jack Glennie, let's have a look. Sorry. Jack Glennie, good friend of the channel. I will apologise because I'm way behind in the chat, as you all guys know. So I'm just trying to get back to his comment. There has been loads of comments tonight. There's been 150, 60 odd people in. So thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me. And thanks for your comments. Jackie Boy says, I would love Jared Bowen in this side and can have all Leeds TV. Happy birthday for yesterday. Yes, you can, mate. Happy birthday. How old are you, Jackie Boy? Quality. LUFC Jacob says that he loves the channel. Thank you very much, mate. We love everyone that watches. It means loads to us. Because as I say, we do it for you guys at the end of the day. What do you make of Jack Clark appearance? Philip Million asks. Another one who's a fan of the channel alongside Barkers. It's nice to see the regulars back. Barkers and Phil Million sandwiched in between Jack Glennie there. Absolute legends. Barker says, what business would I do? Sorry if you've answered already. Yeah, I don't think we would do any business, mate, in all honesty. And for that's why I'm not even entertaining the fact. Philip Million says, what do you make of Jack Clark appearance? It's an interesting one. As I said to you earlier about Talk Sport, Square Ball saying, like, if you get another cameo out of him like we did last season, why not? And maybe we'll start to see more of him. This is what I'm saying about that two in every position, that variation. No one, for me, would have called Jack Clark coming off the bench yesterday. So it's nice that these things are happening. Alison and Marty Adams, evening, Joe. Stop worrying about what other teams do. It's simple maths. 2 points per game and we are promoted. Martin from Ireland. Good shout, Martin. And to be honest, we are averaging 2 points a game at the moment as well, I believe. Without doing the maths, I'm sure I read it or heard it somewhere. So we're already on track. Pazuriel, what's going on with our set pieces? Yeah, I couldn't agree more. LUFC Wellesley says, couldn't get season tickets, so someone set us 2 Huddersfield Leeds tickets, please. Clive Wimpempe says, Ben White's up for it. If I am. Aileen getting pelters from some for losing his mark of 2 games on the trot. Any thoughts? Yeah, defensively hasn't been great. And there is a lot in that. But I think going forward, if you look at how many times he's involved, it's class to see from Aileen. But I did say that in my post-match as well. Kevin Otto says, Joe, I have seen you have cut down on your swearing. A new born-again Joe. Have I? I haven't really noticed. I think I've been getting told off from the team. So yeah, I'm trying to rein it in, but give us another 3-2 win away at Villa. I know they're not in this league, but give us another one of them and I'll be swearing. Don't you worry about that. Mike Glaspie mentions about the Kiko and Jonathan Lecco incident, and everything hinges on that. I don't really want to comment on that because I feel whatever side you lean towards, you could end up with egg on your face. It's disappointing that it's going on, but hopefully everything, whatever happens, we'll leave it there. SJ Wilson, another legend. Make sure you follow him on YouTube. Just join, mate. Good to be able to join live for a change. Yeah, Sunday Night Live is the new slot, 7 p.m. every Sunday. Philip Million says we don't even need Vidra when we have Roberts. 100%. Barkers agrees that he can do one. And I'm well on that. Thomas Brennan says yes to the watch along. Big Al Costa is getting better. Shane Shanks said, yeah, he agree with you. Berardi scored against Salford from a corner. Good point. SJ Wilson says the set piece coach was a legend. Definitely go for a watch along on Tuesday. Liking Sunday Night Live. Got more time to watch as opposed to Mondays. Keep up the great work. Thank you. That was the plan. Hopefully, the more it happens, we'll get more viewers. Not that it matters because the regulars are here and I love it. Raw's LUFC says 33 goals for Jared Bowen in 96. That's a lot of goals in that time. So take him out of that side, and it's a totally different unit. Let's have a look. Sing along with Max. Nah, watch along with Joe. Looking forward to Tuesday night. Yes. Bamford is now officially God. Let's bow down to Lord Patrick. And that's from Christopher. Ben Blue says, I was at the QPR game and people was booing him. I get he's frustrating at times, but he's Leeds and that should be enough. Shouldn't be booing any player whilst they're on the pitch wearing our shirt. Let's have a look. Julian Fitton said, thank you so much, Joe. He's laid in bed. No worries, mate. No worries. My pleasure. Now get to sleep, Kean, because you've got school. Joseph TV, we need to get goals and Bamford to take penalties. If we scored lots of goals this league, we'll be ours anyway. Leeds till I die, 100%. Barker's good point. We're less naive than last season. We'll take it into the corner in the last 10, which would never happen last year. Yeah, well, that was a grumble, wasn't it? How we didn't manage games like other teams did. When they go in front at Ellen Road, they would take an age to get the ball back onto the pitch. Who remembers down at Brentford or at Ellen Road where Canos put the head on Alioski because they kept it in? You know, all them things. So there is a lot of that as well. Paul G, absolutely delighted with this season. No idea why there has been so much negativity. Yeah, because people expect us to blow teams away. I think, don't get me wrong, you know, we had that Millwall Charlton so close and it just wasn't great. And there was a lot of really negative, like really down at the time, but it was still early days, man. And now 6 undefeated, looking good without being amazing. Win the next 2, and I think we will. I hope I do. I genuinely do. No, I'm going to set the stall out. We win the next 2. We win the next 2. Then I want to reevaluate. Maybe we do another video and we speak about what the next prediction is. Maybe we reevaluate. But that's where I'm at. Like, you know, I'm going on like I'm a player, game at a time or a chunk at a time. I remember listening to Talking Shop, Ben Parker mentioned in the League One promotion campaign how they used to do it in chunks. And they would say, let's get so many points from this chunk. And that's what I've sort of done when I've looked at it. And I genuinely felt after the 2 draws, you know, weight press and weight Sheffield Wednesday, which I thought were decent results. That next song, I was like, these are winnable now. These are winnable, and they are. They've shown that. I thought QPR, bit of a false position. They haven't played any top teams. When they did, they got battered. We beat them. Yeah, and then obviously you had who was it after QPR? My head's gone. But you get what I'm getting at. I just felt they were winnable. And I still see the next 2 being winnable as well. I was more worried about the Luton fixture out of the next 3. You know what I mean? I genuinely was worried more about Luton than the next 2 coming up. But there has been a change of manager at Reading, as people have said in the comments. So let's see what happens there. Christy Christopherson says, can't wait to see Scum in the Championship. Jeff Williams says, I worry you will replace Bielsa. He won't be here for more than a year or 2, in my opinion. Mate, if we go up, he'll stay. If we're down, he'll go anywhere. And I think he'll only do 1 season in the Prem, genuinely, unless he gets us to Europe. Let's have a look. There's loads of comments, guys. I'm really trying to catch up, but it's because you're so quick, man. Someone said he's so behind in the comments. Honestly, guys, if you watch me, Sir Paul McCheesewedge, Joe has his AirPods on and his beanie is covering his ginger wave cut. Mate, have you seen the state of this cut? What is going on? I haven't had time to go to the barbers. Look at that. McDonald's fringe. Look at clip of it. That's why I've got my hat on. Because I sometimes watch the video back briefly and I'll go, what is that there, man? It's brutal. Anyway. I love that name, though. Sir Paul McCheesewedge. Absolute legends. Guys, I'm trying to get to your comments because we've been on for over an hour now. So I'm trying to catch up. The Cashman. Joe, are you drinking Mountain Dew? And is your hat given to you as a present last Christmas by your auntie? Oh, they're coming for me now in the comments. Philip Keir says, all Leeds TV, great channel. Thank you for the love. Joe, genuinely think you should stick a photo of Dave Hockaday on the wall behind you. Remind you of the good times. Yeah, I've got a little plan coming with the wall behind me as well. Watch this space. I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm all caught up. James Obby says Pochettino for Leeds manager 2020. But yeah, guys, I'm all caught up. We've been on now for an hour and 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So thank you so much for tuning in. I have. Is that a Gucci hat? Tiger still knows I'm dripping in sauce, but Gucci, no. I refuse to pay them prices. To be fair, I've got holes in my shoes. All my cash goes to me kids now. Genuinely. Quinn, yes. Yo, Joe, Quinn, we're back. Monday Night Football's no more, Quinn. Sunday Night Live. It's so good to see the regulars back. Your Tiger Steels, your Philip Millions, your Julian Fittons, your Barkers, your Quinns, your Tiger Steels. I know them all. Jackie Boy, Jackie Glennie. It's class to see you all back. Mark Coleman says, "Whoa, Joe, get your beanie back on. The light's blinding me. Off your napper. Keep up." Yeah, Sir Paul McCheeseways. Yeah, in brackets and Leeds, 100%. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Genuinely, you've put a smile on my face. You've made me feel happy. It's been really good. And of course, you, Andrew O'Connor. Never forget anyone. But yeah, you've made me happy. You've put a smile on my face. I really like doing this. I really like interacting with you. Sunday Night Live is a new thing. Episode 1, been, done, gone, signed off. Let's make sure we keep this running now. Joe DePario says, love the show. Yeah, make sure we keep this running now. Every Sunday, I will not let you down. We've got Richard Cuffy, Leeds fan in Thailand, 3 a.m. in the morning, and he's watching. Shout out Richard Cuffy, everyone. Get the love in the comments for Richard Cuffy. Sean McGonigal, hi Joe and Ollie and Conor. Who's Ollie? He's Oscar. But nice one, Sean. Yeah, Sunday's much better, right? You'll have your previews tomorrow. Yes, Julian, legend. I do try to be, yeah. Slow Steady Steve, it's better than catchphrase. Thank you so much, honestly, guys. It means a lot. Show the love. It makes me happy. You've made me happy. I'm rambling now, right? I am rambling. It's because I can see all your lovely comments, and it makes us even more happier. But yeah, we'll see you all on Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Tuesday we will get another win, and I'll see you for the watch along live. We'll go live from about 7:30 and 7:15. Will be kickoff, or it might be 8:00. Anyway, we'll go live 15 minutes before, and then yeah, I'll see you all again. Make sure you watch the rest of the guys' post-match and previews as well. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm signing out now. Gonna have a nice brew and another fag because I'm healthy as hell. Cheers, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you all Tuesday. Thank you so much, genuinely, because you've made us really happy. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.